Yo. Get my mic situated. What's up, good people?
Hit live.
Boom. What's up, good people? How y'all doing? You move
Because
right.
that's your paper right
I know I
there.
wouldn't wear the paper. I was talking about laptop.
What's
I
wrong
was
with it?
gonna pull up something on that, but it's all good.
She pulling up over
Just kind of
here.
handled me like real.
Ain't nobody watching.
Boom. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Come on in the building. We are back again on Monday. Um, man, been having a good day. Me and wife been hanging out. We reclaimed our Mondays.
Ain't nobody on here.
Girls are back in school.
They think it's funny.
Right.
They're gonna get
What's up, y'all? Come on in. Come on into the building. Holler at us. Oh man. So yeah, we're talking about the Safe Place series. We're still on it. I think we got this week and maybe another week.
No, we got a few more weeks.
3 more weeks possible, depending on how we map it out.
Mm-hmm.
But Safe Place guys, listen, if you still have not made a commitment that you are ready to make your marriage a safe place, commit today. Go ahead and commit today. It's time. It's
Yeah.
time to commit. It's time to have our marriages need to be a safe place. This ain't the year to be playing games. This ain't time to be playing. Marriages need to be strong, like we never been before. So that's why we've been leaning into this safe place, because this safe place is huge. It takes a lot to create a safe place, right? I mean, it takes a lot to create a safe place, and you gotta take it one step at a time. There's no need in trying to rush and get the whole thing and just like get straight to it and think that if you just tell me what a safe place is, tell me what I need to do. I know as men sometimes I'm a man, so I know sometimes we just like tell me what to do, then I'll do that, and then that'll be it. But what has to happen is we have to understand the thought process behind the safe place. What's up, Miss Douglas? How are you? Yes, as you're coming in, tagging your friends, everybody joining in. Man, this safe place episode, we got a good one today.
Yeah.
Got a good one today.
We first want to thank everybody for the love and all of that on our lunch day last week.
True.
We lunched on Wednesday.
True that.
And we appreciate every bit of just, I mean,
yeah, y'all been cutting up.
Yeah.
Y'all been cutting up, showing love. Some of you maybe haven't got a chance to show as much love because you may be just jumping on. You may be saying, "What are y'all talking about lunch?" Well, we just launched the yokewithpurposeapparel.com where you can go on and you can purchase some merchandise that it's not just any old merchandise. It's really good merchandise that speaks volume, and a lot of it on the lines of what we're talking about, what we've been talking about in the last few weeks.
Right.
Being a safe place, creating a safe place. Yes, we are good. We are good, Ms. Douglas.
Good.
Yes, glad to be back again because this is necessary. The type of stuff that we talk about, that we cover on here, we need to always be hearing. It's not enough to hear it one day and then you're done.
Right.
We know about marriage because we was on Yoke with Purpose one week. That's enough, right? Come on, we still eating.
We still learning
We
marriage.
still learning marriage. And we gonna forever be learning marriage, really. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My wife wasn't this age when I met her.
I wasn't this age. What does my age have to do
But
with
don't try
it?
to twist.
Hold up.
Don't twist. Why y'all be wanting to twist the
What
word?
does my age have to do with it?
Well, I'll tell you what your age has to do with it. You change with age sometimes.
Yeah.
You evolve, and for the better. You getting
Good.
you getting finer and finer. Seem like to me.
Long as I'm aging backwards, we good.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to shout out a couple of people.
Yeah. Sure.
first, I want to shout out Darilyn. She just found it in her heart to give us another cut machine, another
Oh
Cricut
yeah,
for free. She just gifted it to us,
man,
and
that was awesome.
that is going to help with production of cutting the vinyl. I mean, now we can cut it double time. We didn't have to invest in another machine.
She just sowed the seed,
Just
right?
sowed a
Boom.
seed. I was like, you have no idea the seed that you sowed by giving us a machine just freely.
Right.
Um,
To add to the big production
add to that, she dropped it off at the house, like,
and then
dropped it off, brought it to us. I mean, that is huge for us. Also, Guevara Nation, he did our pictures.
Yeah,
he did our pictures
of us.
Of us. So we're grateful for him.
Yeah.
We just have people who are in our corner when it comes to the production part of the back office type stuff.
Yeah.
That I just want to make sure that I, shout them out publicly.
And everybody that's been going on purchasing merch, man, look, y'all keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Keep working us, because we've been working.
And guess what? I don't care if it's a share, a like, a love, just a mention. I mean, the purchasing part is just the back end of it. I mean, but we just want God to be glorified. So if somebody goes on our site and they read something or see something that they feel like touches them in a way and they never buy a t-shirt, that's enough for us. Yeah. I know I speak for him when I say that. That's enough for us that, marriages can be, healthy and strong and, renewed. Even if you read a paragraph of anything we put on there, we're grateful.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah.
So you wanted to get that out?
I wanted to get that out. And we'll do the giveaway. We were talking about
we're gonna probably do it. We may do it this week.
Yeah, we'll do it this week. We need to go through some of the weekends. We've been a little busy with the apparel side of things.
But we've been putting in right ever since we launched. We've been busy.
We've been busy shipping and getting orders out, printing. We've been busy. So
late nights, early morning.
Yeah,
for real.
And so
it's a blessing.
We're gonna go into the giveaway, and this week we'll make sure that we post it.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, sir. What's good, my brother? Hey. Al, man, one of our great motivators right there. Yes, indeed. We learned a lot from Two Nation. Y'all go follow Two Nation.
Two Nation.
Go follow them. We learned a lot from them.
Learned a lot.
We're still learning. We be on every Tuesday, baby.
I be on the Bible studies too. I be on everything. Like anytime I can eat, I'm eating. I'm going in. I want to hear it all.
Right. Hey, but for your first time watchers, we do an intro. We do an intro, baby.
Go ahead.
We do it. All right. Welcome to Yoke with Purpose, where marriage is celebrated, cultivated, and motivated.
Where God is glorified with unity, intimacy, and financial freedom.
Where we can be raw, unfiltered, and uplifting.
Thank you for tuning in and watching Yoke with Purpose.
Yes, we're your hosts. I'm DeAndre.
And I'm Kim.
And you are definitely watching Yoke with Purpose. Here, another Monday is where we hang out. Thank you for hanging out with us. You know what? It's the stewardship for me.
It's the stewardship for me.
It's the stewardship. Is it the stewardship for anybody? It's the stewardship for me. Right. And this week, still in the Safe Place series, we want to kind of go into finances a little bit. Don't run. Don't get off. Don't run. Don't leave. Like, hey, don't leave. When people start talking about money, folks get to running. Woo! Don't ask me how much I make. Don't ask me what I do. Don't ask me what I did with my money. Don't ask me nothing about money, fam. Like, we good. We can talk until you start talking about money. Right. Then I'm about to hit the door.
Exactly.
So don't y'all go nowhere.
But last week we touched on purpose. Just a brief moment as we launched. We wanted to talk about, walking in purpose and talking about how walking in obedience is walking in success.
Yes,
the minute you start walking in obedience, when God gives you something, the minute you start walking in obedience, to me, that's already the part of success that we want to exhibit.
Yeah, that's the success that matters the most.
Right.
So many times we get caught up on the success of numbers and what people say, but our greatest success is just like you said, when we walk in obedience. When God speaks, we move. That's success. God speaks, we move, success. He speaks, we move, success. And that's how we live our life.
Obedience isn't easy. So if you can walk in obedience,
success ain't easy.
easy.
Obedience isn't easy.
It's not easy.
You want to live in success? Walk in obedience.
Some people are afraid of success.
Mm.
They may not believe it, but they are.
Yeah, I can see that though.
afraid
Yes.
of success.
I can see that. So, you want to leave us in, baby?
Yeah.
What's our
why are finances important?
Why are finances important?
Woo! A lot of reasons.
Yeah, a lot of reasons.
But why are finances important?
Finances are. I'll say for me.
Oh,
finances,
no.
Come on. Finances are important for me because I like to feel secure, and I don't want to feel like I'm at the mercy of nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At the mercy of my job. I don't like to feel like I'm stuck. And I think that's a good word. I feel talking about finances have been important to me
Right.
in our marriage because I feel like we're doing what most people won't do. Because of maybe they're afraid to do. They hadn't been taught to talk about finances.
Right.
We didn't talk about finances in my house like that.
Mine either.
I mean, I knew when the first of the month hit, something like first of the month, there's money coming in.
Right.
Maybe some stamps coming in, some yamps coming in the aisle, whatever. But I mean, I didn't really know much about money.
Right.
And so, but I could tell the way we live, which we live, we didn't go without the things that we needed, but it wasn't a whole lot of extra that we had either.
Right.
And so I know that maybe it has something to do with we didn't really talk about finances. And I believe finances are important.
It is.
I know we all have financial personalities. We all got financial personalities, y'all. What is your personality in finances? Like, we really need to identify what our personality is. Right. Me, let's talk about them.
Okay, so we got the big spender.
The
big spender. They love nice cars, new gadgets, brand names. There is no bargains. They're not the ones that are bargain shopping.
They ain't looking for no deals.
They're not looking for the deal.
And they ain't mad at it. They talking about, oh man, you got a deal over here. They like, oh man, I ain't worried about no deal. I'm finna go over here and get this. Them the people that when they go to the mall, they buy the whole mannequin. Whatever the mannequin dressed in, they don't care what it costs. Just give me the mannequin because he clean.
Right.
And I want the whole get up, what he got on, shoes, hat, everything, scarf. Give me all that.
Exactly.
And that's what they do. Any big spenders? Big spenders in the comment.
Oh my gosh. No, they're not going to identify.
No judgment. No judgment.
No judgment
zone.
Yeah.
Yes, if you're a big spender, hey.
He said, Lord help me.
Hey.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But you also have the savers. And those are the people who turn off lights, close the refrigerator door quickly. They shop only when necessary, and they can be viewed as a cheapskate.
Is that you?
These are the people who are like, oh, they cheap. They're not going to go nowhere. They're not going to do nothing. All of that stuff.
She said, I was delivered from that.
I was delivered from that too because I had a Jessica Simpson addiction at one point that when I would go into the mall, the lady at Dillard's in the shoe section knew my name. It was that bad because she knew my name because she knew every 2 weeks I was coming in there to get me another pair of Jessica Simpsons. And that went on for a long time.
Man, that's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. And they were like $200 a pop at the time. And I didn't care.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let alone I had like an $800 car note.
She said, Natalie said, that's me. Is that you the saver or you the big spender, Natalie? She might be saying she's the saver. We just got talking about saver. So that's me. I'm the saver.
Yes, he's the saver.
I'm the saver. You know, I just have a natural, you know.
Yeah.
If I don't do nothing else, I'm gonna tuck something away. You know, and that's just how I've always kind of been.
She said she's the saver.
She's a saver. Boom. Come on.
And it made you feel good.
Yep. Woo. Let's go. Saver. She's the saver.
Then you have the shoppers. They develop great emotional satisfaction when spending. They cannot resist buying stuff, even if it's stuff they don't need. They're usually aware of this. So, because they're aware of this, they look for bargains and they're happy when they find a bargain. So even though they like to shop and but they want to still find a bargain.
Right. So there's a shop. Any shoppers watching. So shoppers, they just shop. You said they find a bargain.
Because Dirt Cheap was my friend. Like once I got away from the whole Jessica
Yeah.
Simpsons and we got out of debt and we were doing all of that stuff and we're saving all of that stuff. That's what we was doing. He can't buy his rolls. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, oh no.
Right. So shoppers, I guess, Dirt Cheap. Places like Dirt Cheap.
Dirt Cheap. That
they
was
have
my
some
jam.
good stuff in there for the low. The low. You'll wind up just buying some stuff going up in there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh.
So D is the saver. I'm the shopper. Help me, Jesus. Come on with it.
I'm the shopper
too.
I'm the shopper.
Kim folk, that's what I'm talking about.
And look, and when they close everything down and, all of this stuff happened, I was shopping online. I was like, ooh, Instagram. And then all these Instagram shops. And I'm like.
And I'm having to come peek over the show, baby. We don't need that.
Stuff in the.
We can't even go nowhere and still buying stuff. Come on. If you buying stuff, clothes, and during quarantine we wasn't even going nowhere.
I still had a budget.
You are a shopper.
I had a budget. Even when we put it in the budget and we gave each other like $150 to spend freely.
Right.
I would spend my $150 in Dirt Cheap the first day. I couldn't wait to get the Dirt Cheap.
But when we was real deal like quarantine, everybody was shut down. I'm thinking it ain't no need to even be buying nothing. But we still was buying. It is what it is.
Yep. And then I had the nerve to be spraying everything down with Lysol when it comes to the house, like.
Yep, but we buy stuff we don't need.
Yep,
exactly.
Buying stuff we don't
Definitely
need.
Shopping online during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the next one, baby?
The debtors.
Okay, debtors.
They don't spend much time thinking about their money. They don't keep tabs on what they spend and where. They tend to spend more than they earn.
So you telling me the debtors, they just gonna do their thing. I don't care. Look, I don't care. Just put it on there. They the ones probably that hope we got enough when we swipe the card. Let's hope and pray, Father. We pray there's enough on here to get what we got on there because we ain't counting up no cost.
Yep.
We just ain't
more than
any debtors on here. No judgment. Are you the person that says, yeah, I don't really think about my money. I just buy. Is that you? And do we have any debtors watching? No judgment. No judgment, guys. Listen, for real deal.
And then we have the investors. Investors, they consciously are aware of money. They understand their financial situation and they try to put their money to work. They are usually careful about decision making. Their investments need to take a certain amount of risk in pursuit of their goals. Now, it's weird because I'm going to share something with y'all. Okay. He's a saver, but when it came time for investing, he's a little bit more on the higher risk, like not higher risk, but higher, you'll take a higher risk, right?
Yeah.
For investing. So it's weird. He's more aggressive with investing. Me, I'm the shopper, but I was more on the lower. I'm so
conservative.
I'm conservative when it comes to investing because most of the time I didn't know what was going on. They be in there talking and it goes over my head. So I was like, hold on. I'm nervous about investing. Right. So, but he's like, no, we have an end goal in mind. So let's be aggressive about investments.
Right.
I'm more like,
you're right, because and it kind of can seem a little bit because I see why you said it like that. Because I'm a saver, but also I guess when it pertains to investing, I'm willing to go hard for the goal.
And so to me, that's
go hard
so
for
weird.
The goal. Ooh,
it's like so that. Weird, but he's like that, and so it's like, okay, but how can you be cool with this? But he also likes gadgets, so let's not pretend like you don't like gadgets.
I don't really like. Dude, you say I like gadgets.
We got cameras, we got microphones, we got instruments, we got a hold on, we got a piano, but thank God somebody just gifted it to us. Like, but all the music things you can think of, drums, keyboards, guitars. I mean,
you're supposed
anything.
To have that kind of every household is.
But so he has his other stuff that he's okay with investing in outside of our investments. So,
so I got to be careful because some of the stuff that I want can cost quick.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I would like to hear y'all's investment strategy. I would too.
Hey.
Yo, I know it
Definitely.
comes out every month. And every year we sit down and we go over our portfolio. And I'm just like, and if something drastic happens, they send us a letter and I read it and I'm like,
One thing, and we can go deeper one day, but
yeah,
one thing I will share about the way we invest is I learned this is what um helped me, then I can help her because she gonna do let me lead in that area.
y'all.
But I learned that the stock market, the economy, basically the stock market speaks for the economy.
Mm-hmm.
And so the economy, I never see the economy going all the way down and staying down. That would mean you wake up one day, no grocery stores, no gas stations, no Southern Classics, no Chevron. I mean, I'm saying like literally nothing, no more nothing. That's what the economy really going belly up for good. That's what that means. You would wake up one day and all the stuff that you're used to seeing, no more Starbucks forever or another coffee company.
Mm-hmm.
Because Starbucks can go out of business, but then you got CC's coffee, and then you got Rhinos or PJs. So they sometimes they sell companies and they do that. So all I'm saying is this: it helped me relax and get in the stock market and just not worry about, oh man, what if it crashed? Because I know it's gonna go down.
Yeah, it has.
And then it's gonna go back up, and it's gonna go down, and it's gonna go up. But in the long run, it's gonna end on the up.
But I want to learn more about it because I'm just.
Oh, like, there's a deeper. There's a deeper that you can go.
She said
deeper.
No Starbucks. I can't handle them. I can't handle it no more. But
yeah. So but yeah. So just surface investing. That's what helped us be comfortable. Yeah. Just getting in. And once we got in, it was easy to say, man, we're investing this much. Now let's bump it up. Now let's bump it up. And when you're doing your budget, you realize the money that we put to investments every month, we don't even miss it. Because we don't base our household around it. We just send it out, and we already got grocery money. This money is set over here, so it's easier to continue to invest.
Right.
Where we at, baby?
You should seek long-term value instead of short-term satisfaction.
That's for the big spenders, I think. Yeah, that's for the big spenders.
Yeah.
Should seek long-term.
Long-term value instead of short-term satisfaction.
So if you're a big spender, then you may need to think about your purchases and see how they will help you long-term versus short-term.
Right.
Because you wind up just blowing everything because you just kind of got this spending.
Hey, darling.
Spending thing going on. Hey, what's up, y'all?
But the biggest part about all of this is identifying your personality and financial. Yes. Because you and your spouse need to be able to talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
If you know that you're the spender, like I was, because when he first brought to me the idea of getting out of debt, I also knew that meant that, guess what? I couldn't just go spend the way that we were spending. And so initially I was like, oh no. That means like no Target runs where I can basically go up and down Target with my coffee and buy whatever I want, get to the register and miraculously spent $500 and you're just like, oh my gosh, in Target?
See, when the Bible says seek, you shall find, he didn't mean in Target. See, that's not what he meant, baby. See, I don't know why y'all think he meant seek down the aisles and then Target. Seeking you'll find and then buy. He didn't even say
but that to me was like important for me to explain to him. That's the reason why I was so like apprehensive about doing the debt-free plan, because initially we weren't spending any extra money. And so that meant for a while, guess what? I didn't even go in Target. People would tell me about sales and new clothes and stuff in Target. And I had no idea because I literally stopped going. If I needed to get something, I just didn't go in the stores that tempted me. I didn't do that. So
kind of just took yourself out of being
But at some point when we were out of debt and we were able to talk about, putting money into the budget where I could spend, that was important for me. Yeah. He was like, hey, how much do you need a month to basically satisfy whatever that is? And he put me on a budget. And so that actually...
Hold on. I didn't put you on the budget.
Well, the plan put me on the budget.
Come on, you better preach on here now.
And that helped because I didn't feel deprived and he still got what he needed. Yeah. He still got the, everything in a block and everything checked off. We still were putting money in savings, still investing, and I still got my money to go do whatever I needed to do with it.
Because
freely.
because a saver like me, a saver could come across, like we said, kind of like a cheapskate. So you're thinking, I'm just an old cheapskate, don't want to spend nothing. And
Right.
it's not that. It's just that I need our spending to be controlled.
Right.
Because basically managed. So I want you to be able to spend. I just want to know how much we're spending so it doesn't take too much from what our end goal. Because as an investor, I'm going hard for the goal.
Yeah.
And I can't allow us, we don't want to allow us to just
mess up our own goal.
Right.
Yeah.
It's our goal. It's not just mine.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying, man. Give me something.
Oh, because I mean, the benefits paid off, and so the benefits paid off because once I retired, I was able to stay home. I stayed home for 2 years before I even thought about going back to work. But that's because we didn't have any consumer debt.
Right.
And so even though I kicked and screamed, it was like, no, in the end, it pays off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it matters. It matters.
It does. It does. Now let's talk a little bit about so we're still talking about safe place, guys. Right. We're still talking about safe place.
Melissa.
And in this series of safe place, finances are important.
Right.
Because you want to feel safe in this area. This is a huge area.
It is.
This area have caused divorce.
Second leading reason.
Second leading reason
for divorce in America.
I know it's up there with the top 3. I mean, so
with infidelity,
right?
Finances.
Yes, there's a such thing as financial infidelity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And one thing that we want to touch on a little bit, and if this is you, look, just reevaluate what you're doing. We're not trying to say that, hey, you wrong.
Right.
We're not trying to, we just want to reevaluate. But when it pertains to splitting bills, bill splitting, I know a lot of couples split bills.
Yeah.
And you got to do what works for your family. I understand that, and we get that. You just run some risk when you're doing it.
Right.
So you kind of got to be watchful. You got to be mindful of what you're doing. So one thing, bill splitting can cause a type of separation.
Right.
Because we're splitting bills. You do yours, I'm going to do mine. I got this, you got that. And that's a form of separation. And when we become together to be married, we bind everything together.
Right. He said, how do you set financial goals together?
That's the hard.
It was so hard. Only
setting financial goals together for us started with being completely honest.
Right.
Because I was a natural spender, and my wife.
Saver.
I mean, I was a natural saver.
And I'm a natural spender.
My wife was a natural spender. And initially, it was hard for me to just. I was kind of being a saver, and it was kind of bugging her in a way because I wouldn't just say what it was.
Yeah.
And then she was a spender, but we didn't necessarily evaluate that this is a type of personality.
Right.
And so once we evaluated that, no, this is a type of personality, babe. I think I'm a saver and you're a spender. That's why you always see I got money.
Right.
And you like, spending money. I mean, you may not spend it completely up, but I got more. And so once we identified that, I had to start being honest and say, hey, babe, ain't gonna lie. I really don't feel comfortable with the way our finances are going. No, we're not horrible. Yeah, we're still eating. Yeah, the lights are on. Yeah, this, but I just don't feel the progression.
Yeah. And it took a level of me understanding his plight. Because as a woman, and this is the thing, I think I posted this in a group before because they were like, how do you see that women ruin relationships without infidelity? And my answer was basically wanting different financial goals, wanting different financial things in their husband. Like example, if your husband comes to you and says, hey, I want to get out of debt, and saying, okay, well, I want to get out of debt, but I want that Range Rover and I want that new house and I need you to get me a black card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I'm basically going against the grain with what the leader of our home is trying to do to better us, then it's like, to me, that's rough. That's rough on him because he's trying to set goals for his household and he's trying to do something that's good for us,
Mhm.
but I'm bucking against the system.
Right.
So it was like, for me, I understand that I have to be his support system, and I have to understand when he feels that way to really evaluate what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to be that woman that's like, yeah, you trying to get out of debt, you trying to buy things with cash, and I'm out here getting loans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or I'm out
We
here
working against each other.
yeah, or when I'm at TJ Maxx and I'm done with my order and they're ringing me up and they're like, hey, do you want to get this card so you can get 10% off? And I'm like, oh, yeah. But he's over here trying to get out of debt. You know what I'm saying? So there's no way in shape or form that I wanted to be that wife that's out here doing everything against what he was trying to do for our family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Support.
Yeah, definitely. So I wanted to really make sure that I was being that support for him. And I didn't want him feeling that way. And I didn't want him feeling like, I don't know. I know the light's on, but, do we have anything in savings?
Right.
Are we going to save anything? Are we paying extra on the mortgage this month? What are we doing? Because technically we sit and we do the budget together, but I'm the one pushing all the buttons. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'm pushing the buttons and he's at work. And so he needs to be able to trust that I'm doing what,
And then there goes that's when the budget comes in.
Yeah.
So I tell you what I would like to see for our family. You tell me maybe what you would like to see for our family. Then we actually realistically look at, well, what's the best way to get to these goals?
Right.
What is the best rhythm for us to do? And so budget comes in then. And so when we sit down and we do a budget, which it's going to take anybody sitting down and do a budget, it's going to take you a while to actually get it down. But basically, you need to have a meeting. You need to talk about what you want your money to look like.
Yeah.
What you want to happen to you, and stop letting things happen to you, and then you figuring out, oh, this is what happened.
Yeah.
And so once we did that, now even to this day, my wife sometimes she'll be playing around. She'll say, "Ooh, I want this Jeep."
I do want a Jeep.
"Ooh, I want this Jeep." And guess what? The whole family knows she wants this Jeep.
The whole family knows I want a Jeep.
The girls we riding, and the girls say, "Ooh, mom, they go a Jeep. Ooh, look at that Jeep. They can pinpoint a Jeep. Boom, boom, Jeep." But this is what I do know. I just say, well, babe, you know what our money looks like.
Right.
You know what our budget says. I don't have to tell you can get the Jeep or you can't get the Jeep.
Right.
Like I'm big baller stunting over here, like, yeah, baby, get what you want. Our finances will tell you what we can get.
Right.
And so, honestly, she said, and I know she's not ready.
Nah.
Because I know.
Because I still want to pay cash because I enjoy being at home. I enjoy being a stay-at-home wife and mother, entrepreneur. I enjoy that. Right. So I will never do anything to go against that plan.
Right. And so, but that's why the budget is important, because it will show the husband, it'll show the wife what y'all plan was. When you get in your feelings, go back to the plan.
Right.
She getting her feelings, go back to the plan. Hey, babe, ain't gonna lie, we had kind of got off. This is what our plan was, and let's get back to it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, that's for that. Now, we was talking about bill splitting and how when you split bills, it may not always literally do it, but it can cause a little separation.
Right.
And we don't want anything separating us, because it's already tough trying to get us to become one. Mm-hmm. It's like trying to make my hands really be one hand when all we can do is move like one enough that it seems like that looks like really one hand.
Right.
And that's how a marriage is. And so another thing, it can cause you to be reckless with the remainder that you have. So if I'm taking care of this part of the bill, you taking care of that part of the bill. Mm-hmm. And that means, typically this is what that means. Well, whatever you get left over, I don't care what you do with that. I don't care what you do with that. As long as you take care of your bills, rest of it, that's yours. You do what you want.
Yeah.
But then I create a bad habit, because guess what? If I'm the big spender, I'm probably spending my money up.
Right.
I'm probably not saving anything.
And so it lessens your opportunity to build a savings together. And
yes.
and that's ultimately, I mean, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, I have my little money that I put in the envelope and I can play around with it, and I can go to Target or Ulta or TJ Maxx. That's one thing. But the pot that you have together, that savings that you have together, that's your household savings, it lessens that opportunity sometimes because you're both kind of like unaware of what the other one has going on with their finances.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna be real. If I'm over here saying you spending your money up, I'm gonna be like, man, don't come over here talking about you going some bread. You over there spending all your money up.
Yeah, right.
And I'm over here like you gonna let me save and then eat all yours up. That's kind of like that's kind of like I was one of them people, man. I didn't like sitting at the table with people that didn't over there bird eating. I didn't smash my food. Now I'm looking like
you gonna eat your cornbread?
Right, you gonna eat your cornbread, and then they wanna put the top on it, put it in the refrigerator. I'm like, man, just let me go and eat that.
But that's how it is.
That's how it is, though. Mm-hmm. And so we got to be careful again with splitting bills
because it also could possibly mess up the way that you trust your spouse. Because guess what happens? What if I'm in charge of the light bill and we come home one day after church and we pop the lights on and ain't no lights?
Huh.
Because I have squandered my part. I have squandered my part of the bill. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't pay it. Then what happens then? Before you know it, now you're just like, did you pay the light bill? Did you pay the light bill? That's the question you're gonna ask every week.
Back. I had a little something came up and I was trying to take care of this.
Right.
Now I got explanation.
But that's what ends up happening. Now you looking at your spouse with a different set of eyes because in so many ways, you know, you're looking at like they failed in an area.
Yeah.
And so if you're not sitting down together and you're actually saying, okay, everything's paid, everything's done, I don't have to worry about coming home and now we got to buy new groceries because the power went out for 2 days because we didn't have the money to pay it.
We didn't.
Right.
So it's different if we pay everything together.
Right.
With our pot, with our money. Because now if the lights get cut off, I'm not looking at you. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at us.
Right.
And saying, man, I knew what happened right here, babe, because we had to pay something over here. We didn't save, and then we ran out of money.
Right.
And that's what happened to us.
And that's not scary.
Right. Which is why habits. Be careful with creating the wrong habits. Because all that time that you're doing whatever you want to do with your money, right, you're creating a habit.
Exactly.
You're creating a habit of just doing your own thing. And this is what happens. Job losses happen.
I mean, and we saw that during the pandemic. When the pandemic first happened, you had people getting laid off left and right. And that's sad in itself because when people are being laid off and they don't have any savings, then you're looking at it like you're looking at it like the minor stuff, like how are they going to eat? You know what I'm saying? How are they going to stay warm? You know, mm-hmm. And you're not even looking at the emotional part of it. So,
you have a joint savings and separate savings? No, we actually don't. The question was, do you have a joint savings and separate savings? We actually don't.
Only thing we have separate is our retirement funds, our IRAs. And that's because I had one when I was active duty and we rolled it over into I rolled my traditional and my Roth over into Roth.
Yeah, you rolled your retirement, your whatever TSP.
Yeah, my TSP
into a
So
IRA.
That's the only thing we have separate is like our retirement funds.
Right.
But
and it's still in the same place.
Right.
So we look at it together. We get the same statements and we look at that together. Everything is out in the open.
But I understand what you're asking because it kind of comes down to, okay, for his birthday, if I have to buy him something, he's basically buying his own gift.
but that's real deal though. See, because I get this revelation all the time. My wife and I tell her, I'm like, babe, what we gonna do this?
How can I surprise you?
Right, because sometimes she like, well, we're not gonna buy stuff for this, or we're not gonna celebrate this. Well, not celebrate it, but we just not gonna buy each other stuff for it. Right. But I already know when it's time for me to go buy something, I'm spending our money on it. Girl, you know I ain't bought you nothing. We bought you something. And I know you ain't bought me nothing. We bought me something.
But it still feels good to get something.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But it does help in those instances when you're trying to do something to surprise the other spouse. To have money to the side. But that just means that maybe if I really want him to have something, I might have to take the money that I have from the month and say I'm sacrificing to get him something for his birthday.
That's what, and I'm gonna like the way that feels when you say, "Oh, you just sacrifice some of your pennies that you get to have on your budget."
Hey, we like pennies
just so you can do something for me. See, that hit a little harder.
It does.
Instead of just, mm-hmm.
Because and then cutbacks on hours.
Cutbacks on hours. Some people not getting maybe laid off. Maybe your hours just getting cut.
Right.
Or maybe you want to start a new career.
Yeah.
Some people want to go back to school.
I'm like targeting Ulta money for real.
Hey.
Ulta actually kind of pulled back a little bit once I got locked up because I didn't have to go buy certain things. But yeah.
Once you got locked up, you had went to. Oh, you talking about dreadlocks? Yeah, you better tell me something. Thinking when you
or stay-at-home moms.
Stay-at-home moms.
And that's me. So there's times where stay-at-home moms feel a guilt because there are things that they want to do too. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have any income coming in, that's the reason why you see a lot of stay-at-home moms get jobs that they can work from home, or they start businesses because they want to be able to feel like they're contributing to the household as well. Yeah. I'm just in a different boat because I have a pension, a retirement that comes in. I know he's tripping, but it's like, so I'm in a little bit different of a boat where, I was blessed to have a retirement, but that kind of stuff is real.
Right. Because what we're saying is, if you're the spouse that decides, because in your heart, you can know that, hey, I am not working the job that I want to work. I'm not.
Right.
But I do know the job that I want to do, but I got to go to school to do that. Baby.
Right.
And my job won't allow me to go to school and work my job because I got to put my full time in the school. So what I'm going to do?
Right.
Well, you can't quit because we never put on. I don't know how you handle finances.
Right.
And if we've been splitting everything, then I don't know if you're gonna really be able to hold me down while I go to school.
Right.
I don't know. But when we're walking together, it's easier to know what we got, what all we have, and if I can actually pull this off.
Amos 3 and 3. How can they walk together unless they agree?
How can they walk together unless they agree? Or in Dre terms, how can they walk together in finances unless they do a budget? Same difference. You know what I'm saying? I hear you, God. I hear you.
Or if you have to take care of your parents. Some people have parents that get older and you have to take care of your parents. So that means somebody needs to stay home. Yep. Or somebody might need to, move to another city for a little bit to help take care of parents. So now that's lessening your income as well.
So if you're splitting bills, listen, just be mindful. Our advice would be figure out a way to put it all together and make it work. Now, your spouse,
right?
And if your spouse got, gambling problems and they just really like terrible at money,
pray for them.
You need to pray for them, try to give them some help. But also, maybe in that case, it wouldn't be as wise to put that money all together like that.
Right.
Because, you don't want them to go splurge it up because of their addiction or something that's going on. No shade. Right. It's just a real thing that you got to evaluate. So
savings and giving. My favorite part.
Come on. You should always, number one, give.
You always give.
We believe in 10%.
10%.
By our faith, we believe you should be giving the 10%, even for you ones that don't believe in Christ, which I pray for you right now. But if you don't believe, you still should find a charity somewhere to give a 10% to, because the rhythm that this does is this is a sowing rhythm. So you can't always be reaping harvest and you never sow anything.
Right.
So we need to put sowing needs to be a natural rhythm of our life.
It does.
And so, of course, for us believers, it's 10%.
Right.
To your local church. And you should also be paying yourself.
Yeah.
Why we don't pay ourselves,
Attempt to save at least 10% of your monthly income monthly. Attempt.
Why we don't pay ourselves?
I don't know.
Why is it that it's easy for us to, all right, and no shade, it's easy for us to go get a car note. I don't care what it costs, $500, $600, $700, $800 note. Pay the note every month. We can do that. But if I say, remember that you in a season where you don't have a car note, save $500, $600, $700 a month. I can't save no money. But then if you go get a car note the next month, you can pay your note. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We won't put forth the same energy for ourselves.
For ourselves, yeah.
What is that? What have you been saying that is? Self-care.
Self-care. That's self-love.
Self-love.
That's self-love.
That's what that is. Mm-hmm. At all, I believe this bare minimum. I believe all households should at least have $1,000 put up somewhere.
In savings.
Slap over in the corner.
$1,000 in savings for emergencies.
That you don't even think about. You're not trying to buy groceries. You're not trying to pinch off it to get gas. You're not pinching for a restaurant. It's $1,000 over there, and you don't bust a glass and get it out until you have an emergency. And that $1,000, and it's really not enough, y'all. That's why we really gotta get to the point where we are coming together and building together, because you might can save a little, I can save a little, but we come together. One to put 1,000, two will put 10,000 to flight. What the Bible talk about? Look at the power in numbers.
It is
the math in that doesn't even add up. One will put 1,000 to flight. Two will put 10,000. So husband and wife come together, put that money together, and build a house together instead of trying to build two different houses.
And I'm gonna share something.
Share it, baby.
We were so gung ho about it. We were so gung ho about it when we first got married. That was just with everything. We was just like, whew, we gonna just beat the odds. Dating for 5 months, married to 6 months. We had a lot of goals and a lot of stuff we wanted to do really fast. And so our first year of marriage, we were like, we want to save $10,000. Our goal was to live on one income, save the other income. Yeah. My income was very repetitive because I was active duty. So we knew exactly what I was going to get every 2 weeks. So that was easy. So we saved his income and we lived off of mine. And when we did that, we saved that 10 grand. But guess what? It flew right through our hands because before we knew it, the 10 grand was gone. We have no idea where that 10 grand went. Still to this day, we have no idea where 10 grand went. But we did it. We hit our goal, but we didn't have nothing after that. But after that, we didn't have a plan. So what happened is it just rolled right through our fingers between eating out, going out, whatever it was we were doing, buying clothes, them Target runs, whatever it was. Yeah, Target. It was Target.
Hello, we got a witness on here.
It was all kinds of stuff. Hey, I want that new furniture set. Oh, babe, let's go get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Stuff like that. I think the first year we was married, I think we had 3 different, we had rooms for them, but we had 3 different furniture sets. And then I would be like, I don't like that one down here. Can you move it upstairs to the theater? And we did stuff like that. Yeah. And with no regards to what we were doing, but a lot of it had to do with, we didn't have a plan. Once we saved it, it was just there and it was free to us. It was available to us. Granted, we had a lot of fees for transfers, but you don't realize that kind of stuff either when you put it in savings and you put it up and then you have it where you can transfer it to your checking account. They're going to charge you after a while. Right. And so you start accumulating fees and you start doing stuff like that. So it has to be a discipline after you actually hit your goal.
It does. You got to have a plan of action, because if not, that plan will just
exactly.
It'll fall away. We've already really hit on the first fruit. So one other thing that we learned, we was Googling and we found out, I didn't know this actually, that it's about 9 states before if you brought debt into the marriage, then that's your debt legally. But if any debt occurred or accumulated during your marriage, is y'all's debt.
Right.
I don't care. You might say, no, he got that car note. That's on him. He mismanaging over there. That's on him, boo-boo.
But if you live in.
These 9 states.
Arizona, California, Nevada, Iowa, Washington, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, and Wisconsin.
If you're in any of those 9 states,
you share debt.
You share debt, baby. I don't care what nobody told you. Don't be letting him go out there and be frivolously messing up, getting all these credit cards and getting all this stuff, messing himself up, because he's messing you up too.
Yeah, it's y'all's debt.
We got to hold each other accountable. You got to get in there and we got to help each other out. Mm-hmm. So the idea of identifying our personalities is so that we can know where we are weak.
Right.
So that we can know where we need more help. And we can help our spouses can be the strength where we're weak, and we can be the strength where they're weak. Okay. Their debt becomes your debt when you get married. Now, this is the thing too, because people will say, well, if you brought that debt in here, then that's yours. I still don't believe that. No. Now, legally, marriage, you're not responsible for it legally. But let's throw legal out and let's talk spiritually.
Right.
You have become one. And one means we share everything, baby. So that 30,000, that $50,000 student loan that you brought into the marriage, that's ours now.
Right.
Now I ain't waiting for you to knock that out. We got this
We
now.
got to knock it out.
Now we got to knock it out. So even if I had, like, I ain't got no debt. She the one got $50,000.
I had debt. He didn't.
She the one got the
But
money.
I didn't have a whole bunch of debt. I had expensive taste. So I had expensive car and yeah. And
bought the wrong way.
Yeah, bought the wrong way. So, but
on a lease.
Yeah.
And then buying out a lease. Come on, we'll tell you about that one day. How that's a bad decision.
But it was clean though.
It was clean though. Hey, that lack of clean, boy. We was rolling.
But those are the things that you have to, those are the conversations you need to have, prior to marriage and, during marriage. You need to just be honest about your money personality.
And even before we bought our expedition, we bought it cash.
Yeah.
But before we got the expedition, before we learned what we learned, we were out looking again because we were unlearned. And we almost went and got the ghost.
I almost got the truck I wanted because when we got pregnant with the twins, I had to give up the Cadillac.
We had to give up the lack, baby.
I had to give up the lack.
We had to get some room.
And so I was like, you know what? Total, we have 4 children. And so how are 4 children going to fit in whatever?
In this little lack.
So I wanted a Yukon XL.
Yukon XL. Ooh, clean.
Brand new Yukon XL. That's what I wanted. And on his days off, guess what he was doing? Going to look at Yukon XLs.
Yep.
And on my lunch break, hey, babe, come up here, blah, blah, blah. Test driving. He would try to go kind of cheap and go used. And I'd be driving it. And I'm like, I don't like this. Like, I was bougie. Like, nice cars, but trying to be bougie and not really realizing.
Big spender.
Not really realizing that. But, a lot of money decisions we make, we have to make sure we're checking our emotional health. Because sometimes we're making decisions based on trying to people please and trying to please and show off for people who could care less about you if something happened and you couldn't pay your car note.
Yeah.
But we're doing that and we're showing off, and in the same sense, we can't handle it.
Right. We can barely breathe.
And so sometimes we have to check when we are doing things to please and show off for other people, we have to check our emotional health and see what else we're doing to basically,
Right. But I'm glad that we got the information that we want. But I'm gonna share this. The reason I really believe this in my heart, I cannot remember, and we follow Dave Ramsey's plan. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Dave Ramsey. And some people are like, oh, Mom, Dave, whatever. Let me tell you now, Dave got some good stuff, and what he talks about works. How do I know? Because
it works.
Because we've done it. And that's how I know. And we're still doing it.
Yeah.
And it's still working. And I can see how now what we do is different from what the majority does. And we talk different from how the majority talks when it pertains to finances. But now it all makes sense.
Right.
It took some time to get to where we are, but we are where we are. But I'm grateful that we didn't make that, because then we would have had probably $70,000-$80,000 worth of truck.
It was clean though. Like, I wanted the blacked out tires. I still want it. I still want it, but I know that those are things that we choose to do different.
It's a mature answer to say, man, I want that, but I'm not going to get it now. I'm going to get it on my terms.
Right.
And not just,
But there's a lot of things that once you go on a plan and you have a idea of what you want, they clean, ain't they, Melissa? But when you get on a plan, some of your desires change. Yeah. A lot of my desires have changed. Yeah, a lot of your desires.
Plus, a lot of your desires have changed.
I mean, when I say that from the deepest pits of my soul.
She did. She ain't lying.
A lot of my desires have changed. I don't want frivolous things that cost me money. I'm to the point now that I'm frugal now. Going to the store now, I'm like, oh man, $20 for a shirt. I'm looking for coupon codes, trying to figure it out.
This is the rhythm of our thinking now. And no shade, guys, no shade, literally. The $500 a month on a car payment. Now, like I said before, I'm the saver and the investor. $500 on the car payment, I'm looking at $500 that could be an investment.
Right.
And then over time, that will make us millionaires. But the car won't. It'll
Yeah.
depreciate and it won't even be worth what we're paying for.
Exactly.
So I'm going to lose thousands of dollars on that. And so it doesn't mean that we can't have nice stuff.
No, we still have very nice things. It's just accumulated in different ways.
It's accumulated in different ways. And I'm going to tell you how we buy a car. I'm going to let you go get it brand new off the lot. I'm going to let them go get it brand new off the lot, knock a little dust off it, put me about 30, 40,000 miles, a little bit more, something on in that range. And then I'm going to go in there with cash, and I'm going to talk to the dude and say, hey, man, what you want for that truck? And I'm going to sit and I'm going to wait. And if he want to move it,
basically.
If he want to move it, we going to move it.
Yeah.
And if he don't want to move, I'm moving.
I just think we have to get to a point in life where we realize that temporary things and things just to look a certain way to people, we have to cut it. And because we just have to make sure that our lives are glorifying God in a different way.
Yeah.
Because most of the times people don't care. And we do stuff for people and they watch us and they watch us and they watch us. And I mean, I don't know.
So, yeah, let's say this. Some ways to handle these stressors. About money. Different personalities. Listen, if you don't know what your personality is, stop, evaluate, see what your personality is. That way you can, maybe you can't change it like this. Okay, but at least you can kind of do some things to offset the not so good part about that part of your personality.
Because it doesn't happen overnight. Because for me, it didn't happen overnight.
Right. And so here's some ways. Communication, like Al put in the comments, honesty, conveying your expectations, your hopes, your goals. Babe, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what I would expect to see. This is what I would like to see in our marriage. And these are my hopes. This is what I hope for us in the future. This is where I want to see us. So I'm sharing my goals with you.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just gonna be honest. And if she takes it some kind of way, she just gotta take it some kind of way. But we just gotta rough it out and just be like, well, let's talk this thing out, baby. Because we know all your conversations ain't gonna be smooth now. Hello, somebody.
Oh yeah, because when he first brought the Dave Ramsey plan to me, I was like, no way.
Look, turn the TV off. Boom.
No way.
TV off. Let's talk. What?
Yeah.
What you don't like about how I see things going? What parts about this you don't like?
Right.
What parts about it you do like?
But if we even go back to the word, it tells us that we're to leave an inheritance for our children and our children's children and our children's children's children.
Children.
And so my thoughts are, if it's hard for you, for me, when I thought about changing my habits, I thought about what I was really spending money on. A lot of it was shoes and stuff and clothes and stuff that they grew out of. They grow out of them so quick. And that changed when I started getting realistic about some of that. There's nothing wrong with your children wearing consigned clothes. I used to go to kid, and when I knew that they were getting ready to go to school, guess what? I found ways to go buy clothes for cheap. Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, they're going to go to school, they're going to get dirty, they're going to spill spaghetti sauce all over them, stuff like that. So I stopped spending a whole bunch of money on school clothes or stuff that they were going to play in, or finding places Amazon. Where you can buy, Amazon, or places that you can find shoes for buy one, get one half off. Like Rack Room Shoes was our favorite forever, because when you have twin babies, you're just like, oh, I need to find a way to buy one, get one. Mm-hmm. And so I'm saving money there. Or when our daughter went to college, thank God she's an excellent student. And so she got scholarships. Mm-hmm. We didn't have to worry about paying for college. You know what I'm saying? Only thing we came out of.
That's parenting, in which we're going to have to dive into that one
right.
day too.
So it's so important to understand that, if you're leaving your children car notes, if they're trying to have to figure out what to do with this car after you're gone, have to figure out how to pay them credit card bills off, stuff like that, we have to really be cognizant of what we're leaving behind for our children. Mm-hmm. Because when I look at all four of my babies, I I don't want to burden them on top of the burden.
It's burden enough.
You're sad about me not being here, and then now you're having to figure out what to do with all my stuff.
Right.
So I just have to think about that when I think about saving, when I think about planning, when I think about budgeting, when I think about doing what's best for them. I have to think about that kind of stuff.
Right. All right. So, big point. Having an honest, non-judgment discussion about habits that should be addressed and avoided will help you create a safe place in your marriage.
Right. So the whole big wrap up with finances that goes back to safe places. You want to make sure that when it comes to your money, that your spouse, that you feel comfortable, you feel confident, you know you're going to eat, you know you're going to save, and that creates a safe place for your marriage. Yeah. It definitely does.
It does, and that's the goal. That's what we want. We want a safe place.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's good.
That's
it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. But guys, listen, let's keep working on being a safe place. Yeah. If you have not went over to yokewithpurposeapparel.com, we got safe place merch.
Yeah.
Go get your safe place hoodie, your tees. Like them safe place been popping.
Yeah.
I think is that the biggest seller?
Well, one of them.
It's one of the biggest sellers right now.
Living Love is the biggest.
Living Love is another big one. One of my favorite ones is Love Is. Yeah. Love loves, love does, and we're gonna dive into that one a little bit too.
Yeah.
Man, so listen, go over to the website, guys, and purchase your merch. Represent for your spouse. Tell your spouse that you are the safe place and wear it. Show it. And then we got one for him and one for her. Both of y'all can bust it. You know what I'm saying? And when they put it on, bust it. Bust it, baby.
I can't take it.
Is it bust it, baby? Who is that? Into me. Yeah, see, I love that. Yes, the intimacy. We're going to have to dive into that. We're going to dive into some of the topics on. It's a lot. It's a lot wrapped up in these designs that we have. It's not just like design.
Yeah.
Even though they clean though. You know what I'm saying? I be ready to bust. I go out in my merch, but I be feeling like
daily.
We swagged out.
Oh my God.
Ain't nobody cleaner than me. You know what I'm saying, though? But thank you guys again for tuning in.
Yes, thank you so much. Man. Thank you for the dialogue.
Thank y'all for hanging out.
Thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us.
Yes.
On this lovely Wednesday night.
Is it Wednesday?
No. It's Wednesday in my head.
What in the world is going on? We launched on Wednesday.
We sure did.
You still trying to party?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm still on Wednesday. Y'all, that's what happened when you stay at home and you just drop the kids off every day. I'm just what day is it?
Great topics. Thank you.
We love y'all. Yes.
We love the dialogue. Yes. Come back, hang out with us again. When you see us on live, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go follow us on IG. And I think that's all. That's all we have.
Yeah, that's all we have right now.
Go to the website and subscribe.
Yeah.
Be a member on
that
our site.
That way you just get stuff like with the sales and stuff like that. You don't have to buy nothing. Just go subscribe so you can get alerts for the sale.
And I'm gonna say this: we got a limited edition tee that's
drops tonight.
It's about to drop
Monday.
Help, Lord. Pray her strength in the Lord. Rep your city.
But Melissa, I've been telling him I was sleepy. I was like, I'm so tired. I told him that earlier. I'm so tired.
She did. But she's been working so hard, babe. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And I just want everybody in America
to
know that you're the best American woman for me.
Yeah. What about international woman?
International, global. You like.
It's a mess. It's time for you to go to bed now.
It's the lips for me. You do it. All right. Time for bed? All right, bet. Bet that up. All right. Again, thank you guys for tuning in so much to Yoke with Purpose. Yes. I'm DeAndre.
And I'm Kim.
And you have been watching Yoke with Purpose, where we talk about marriage every Monday live at 7:45. Yes. So, guys, we'll see you next week, same time. If we're not up before then, we may jump in.
Right.
You see us on, jump on. And thank you guys for watching. We love you.
Love y'all.